You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I sometimes question the intelligence of the human species as a whole. After all, there are people who believe in things such as the world being flat and that chemical trails are being sprayed by airplanes in order to control the human population. And it seems we've gotten ourselves yet another dose of stupidity in the form of a fallist. Now, to be honest, I've never heard of the term fallist before, but from what little information I've gathered, they are individuals who believe that modern mathematics and science is considered a form of racism against black people. Why? Because it is a form of colonialism against Africans, and therefore it must fall or accommodate African culture as a whole. I bring this up because there is a video from the University of Cape Town in which there is a meeting of the science faculty with fallists. The video in question is about an aggressive fallist from the Shackville TRC who believes that science has to be done away with entirely and started over again. So what we're going to do is be watching some footage of the video, and I'll be putting in my own comments on the matter. Now with that out of the way, let's get started.
Responses and then we'll take the next round.
Okay, so can I respond to your submissions, because I wanted to directly respond. I was actually thinking about this coming here because I thought that it was going to be one of the coming questions. How do we even start to decolonize science? Because science is true because it is science.
You can tell from this woman's tone of voice that she is not a fan of the field of science.
And, what can you do? And my response to that was, if I personally were committed to enforcing decolonization, science as a whole is a product of Western modernity, and the whole thing should be scratched off, especially in Africa. So if you want practical...
When you say something that makes people laugh and you're not trying to make them laugh, you've basically said something utterly asinine.
For all the science people is, there's a place in KZN, Mkabialingana, and they believe that through the magic, the black magic, you call it black magic, they call it witchcraft, others, that you are able to send a lightning to strike someone. So can you explain that scientifically? Because it is something that happens.
I agree with him. Lightning is not some sort of spell you cast in magic in order to try to get revenge on somebody. A quick research, including the National Severe Storms Laboratory, indicates that lightning is a giant spark of electricity in the atmosphere between clouds, the air, or on the ground. In the earlier stages of development, air acts as an insulator between the positive and negative charges in the cloud and between the cloud and the ground. When opposite charges build up enough, this insulating capacity of the air breaks down and there's a rapid discharge of electricity that we know as lightning. This can occur between opposite charges within a thunderstorm cloud, called intra-cloud lightning, or between opposite charges in the cloud and on the ground, called cloud-to-ground lightning. And you know how they figured that out? Through science.
Sorry. I need to address you directly. When we started this, we agreed on certain house rules.
Okay.
And by you doing that, you're disrespecting the sacredness of the space.
The sacredness of the oh, for God's sake. Another SJW whining about her safe space being violated. Seriously? Just because someone expresses a different opinion doesn't mean you have to basically whine and moan about it. Heck, you do it all the time at concerts when you do something like this.
So I will finish. See, that very response is the reason why I am not in the science faculty. I did science throughout my high school years, and there was a lot of things that I just, but it's fine.
I think I have an idea as to why she wants science to fall. It's because she flunked it in high school and she's trying to get revenge on it.
But Western modernity is the direct antagonistic factor to decolonization, because Western knowledge is totalizing. It is saying that it was Newton and only Newton who knew or saw an apple falling, and then out of nowhere decided that gravity existed and created an equation, and that is it. For the
Look, we're not that stupid. Before the universal law of gravitation was discovered, people had a general idea that something was causing people and objects to fall from high places to the ground. We just didn't know what to call it at the time. And the reason Newton's law of universal gravitation still holds up today is because repeated experiments and observations have proven it to be true.
Western knowledge is very pathetic, to say the least. I, from a decolonized perspective, believe we can do more as knowledge producers, as people who are given the ability to reason, or whatever is that people say we do when we think or rationalize. So decolonizing the science would mean doing away with it entirely and starting all over again to deal with how we respond to the environment and how we understand it. Thank you.
So let me get this straight. Science is a form of colonial racism because it goes against your belief system, and you feel that science must be remade to fit your own narrative. You know what this sounds like? Religious fanaticism. Civilization has grown to what it is today thanks to mathematics and science. They don't care who you are, they don't care what you believe in, and they don't care where you come from. And for you to come along and say that science must be catered to your belief system is extraordinarily arrogant of you. In any case, this video is all done. So be sure to check out the links below as well as the original video to see the stupidity for yourself. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.